Well, good afternoon. Today is Friday, January 10th, and we have some birthdays today because today is Doug Stetzer's birthday. Doug is Joan over at Rise and Shine Suburban Homesteading. That's her hubby, Debbie. Today is Doug's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Doug. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha. Well, I hope you have a great birthday. He's starting off a better year than he did last year. Last year was kind of a challenging year for him, but this is going to be a really good year for you this year, Doug. I just have a really good feeling about that. But it's also Darlene Wow, W-A-U-G-H, Darlene. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Darlene. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And Gina Corson, C-O-U-R-S-O-N, she said to pronounce it like Orson, but with a C, Corson. Thank you for that very much, Gina. I appreciate that. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gina. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope all three of you have a great birthday today. We are supposed to get snow later on. And that man of mine has already gone out to check if the snowblower works, which it does, thankfully, because I am going to be calling David when it starts snowing, to have David come over to snowblow, because the man thinks that he's like in the top billing of his health, and he's not. We all know that, but he just refuses to accept the fact that he shouldn't be out there. It's not so much because he always says, well, the snowblower does all the work. It's the cold. It's constricting your blood vessels that you're breathing in, but I can't convince him of that. Oh, that man of mine, he just thinks he's like invincible, but he's not. And I don't want to be living my life without him. So, I have to be the bitchy old wife and nag, but that's what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully, every time they say we're going to get a lot of snow, it bypasses my little area for some reason. I don't know why. We're like in a little cusp or something. We're not that far off the lake, but we don't really get that much lake effect snow, which is fine by me. Christmas is over. I could care less about the snow. I mean, I like snow at Christmas time, but after that, I could take it or leave it. It doesn't really bother me. Like I said, take it or leave it. It's very cold. It's like in the teens, which, I'm in the house, I'm warm, so it doesn't really matter. I was supposed to go to my son Dan's house today to watch Oliver because Oliver wasn't feeling well. Danny took yesterday off of work. And so he said, could I come and sit with him? He said he never comes out of his bedroom. And then the way Danny's house is situated, Oliver could be in his bedroom and I could be in his family room and we wouldn't have close contact. So I said, yeah, I'll go over there. That's fine. And he called me this morning. He says, no, we decided to take him to the doctor, so you don't need to come over, which was fine because I was able to roll over, go back to sleep. I was fine with that. Good news for Edie. If you go over to, I'm going to leave a link to her channel because I'm sure sometime today she's going to share her good news. It's good news. That's all I'm going to tell you. But while you're over there, make sure you subscribe. Now that I'm thinking about it, we had our pantry challenge go up and I forgot to put the links in. Let me do that right now before I forget because we all know who I am and I'll forget. Let me go do that real quick. Okay, that's done. I meant to do it last night when I was going to bed. I fell asleep and I thought, as I was falling asleep, I thought, oh my gosh, I forgot to do that. But if I do it now, it'll wake me up. I'll do it first thing in the morning. I forgot, but I just remembered just now. So I did put the links. So if you've already watched them, go back to that video, go into the link. Well, just look for Suburban Housewife, Rise and Shine Suburban Housewife, and also A Girl on Her Phone and Edie's Adventures, and you'll find it. But anyway, that just completely threw me completely off track. Oh, if you could say some prayers for Sandra Watson's sister. Sandra Watson's sister had a liver transplant about 6 months ago, and so she's going for her 6-month scan. So on Thursday of next week. I'll remind you again on Wednesday to pray Wednesday night. But for now, if you could say some prayers for Sandra Watson's sister for a successful liver scan, I'd really appreciate it, as I'm sure Sandra and her sister will too. I talked to Mary this morning. My brother Michael and Molly went and visited her with her for about an hour, and then occupational therapy came in, and so they left because they wanted to make sure Mary got the full, because sometimes I think when you're there, the therapy kind of rushes stuff, and then they'll say, well, we'll come back since you have people waiting. Mary gets visitors all the time. Her husband, Don, is coming up this afternoon to see her. His sister is going to bring him up, so she's going to be able to see him. They moved her last night because they were a little concerned that she had a cough C-O-U-G-H. I guess when I called my sister-in-law, she thought I said clot. No, it's a cough. And they want to make sure it doesn't develop into pneumonia. So they transferred her. She's on the same floor. She's just like one. When you get off the elevator, if you turn left, it's the transplant floor. But if you turn right, it's the respiratory floor. And so she's just right. So she was like the second room to the left, and now she's the second room to the right. So it's still really quick and easy to get to her. But she said she sounded really good. They've been giving her some like breathing treatments and things like that to kind of keep her lungs clear. She does not have pneumonia. She's just not developing pneumonia, but they don't want it to get to that point. So they're really taking really good care of her. Her creatinine, her levels for her kidney, the numbers are coming down like what they want them to do. They don't want them to go up. They want them to come down, and the numbers are coming down. So her kidneys are slowly starting to function. They still got a long way to go, but they're still very optimistic that it's going to kick into place. And it was, Christy called me last night, and she was, when the dietitian came in, Mary was wide awake. She was listening to all of her restrictions, diet restrictions and stuff like that. Christy brought a notepad, so she was writing everything down, and she had questions that she wanted to ask. And so then she left, and then 10 minutes later, the pharmacist came in, and the pharmacist started explaining things, and then she just completely, Christy's writing, and then she just stopped, and then Christy looks up. Mary was sound asleep in the bed. She was out like a light, just completely like unconscious. She was sound asleep. And so then the pharmacist was kind of looking, and she said, well, I can come back another time. And Christy told her, she says, I'm the one that does all of her medications. I live like a half a mile from her house. I do her prescriptions for the week. I, put them in her little pill bottles. I fill all of her prescriptions. You can tell me, it'll be fine. And she probably will hear you half-ass hear you in that. And so the pharmacist said, well, that would be good, since you're the one that's going to be doing it anyhow. I think that, like they're on a schedule, and they would come back. I understand that, but it kind of throws their schedule off too. And really, Christy was paying them more attention than Mary, obviously, if Mary fell asleep. But she needs her rest, so they completely understand that too. But so she's doing really well. And like I said, Mike visited her with her for a little bit this afternoon. I think Danny was going to go see her tomorrow, but with Oliver being sick, I don't think he's going to go. So I'm going to check with Jimmy, because I think Jimmy's going to go. I know Christy can't go over the weekend because she has some plans. And then Denise is going to go Monday. So Jim and I will probably go on Tuesday. But like I said, I FaceTime with her all the time. So we do the FaceTime. And so I do get to see her that way. And she just really, at this point, just needs rest. And as long as she gets one visitor a day, she knows how to use a phone, let me tell you. She calls you all the time. I mean, so far today, I've gotten like 3 calls already. So, which I'm not begrudging. I'm just saying that it's not like she's not getting attention, because she's calling me 3 times. I know she's calling Christy, and I know she's calling Michael, and I know she's calling Denise. So, and I know her husband's calling her. So she's in communication with a lot of people. But she's doing really, really well. I'm just really happy. So far, her medications, her liver is not rejecting, so that's good. It's a week today. Well, it's hard to believe it's a week today. Just thought of that just now. A week ago today, I was sitting in a hospital lounge. We were the first ones there, and we were the last ones to leave. So, but yeah, no, I'm really optimistic. We're very optimistic. They do suggest that she goes to a rehab. We were hoping she could go to the one she was going to, but we found out that was more a nursing home than a rehab center. So she can't go to that one. They're trying their very best to get her to the one that's practically right next door to her apartment. It's like a block and a half away. It's just, her husband could walk there. It's that close. And it's so much closer for us, I can get there like in 20 minutes. But they don't know if there's a facility, there's a bed open for her there. And if not, she's going to have to go to Wyandotte, which is a good hour and 15 minutes away from me, at least. And Denise, and then be an hour from my brother. So it's a long trek to get down to see her there. Her husband definitely wouldn't, there's no bus service that would bring her down there, him down there anyhow. So she explained to the coordinator that she really, truly needs to be in Macomb County. And so they're really trying really hard. She's hoping to get out one day next week, probably Thursday or Friday. And she doesn't want to come right home if she's not strong enough. She doesn't feel strong enough right now. But she's sitting in a chair. She's doing really well. So that's all we can ask at this point. And then today I started watching. Jim and I are trying. We tried. We gave it 2 episodes. Dutch with Dennis Leary. We both just love Dennis Leary. He's so funny, but we don't like the show. It's on Fox. It's stupid. It's like, I like stupid comedies because I like St. Dennis Medical, which is like a stupid comedy. Well, maybe not stupid, like dumb. I don't know. Stupid's a kind of a harsh word, but it's just kind of a different kind of comedy, I guess. But we do like St. Dennis Medical. We do like that. But Dutch, we gave it 2 episodes and we couldn't take it. And then both of us watched this morning, but Jim doesn't want to go on to episode 2. He says it's not for him. Is The Pit with Noah Wiley, who used to be on ER. It's a doctor show. Jim says it's too many medical terminology things for him, so he doesn't want it. So later on this afternoon, I'll watch that. I'll watch my YouTube videos. Other than that, for breakfast I had a bagel, an onion bagel with some berries and a hard-boiled egg and a cup of tea. And for dinner, I'm going to have my tuna fish sandwich. The bagel really filled me up. That's a lot of carbs. It was a lot of carbs. I haven't had a lot of carbs lately, so I'm feeling very full at this point. This is the next book I'm going to start reading. I did finish the other book, The Handmaids. The Handmaids? It wasn't The Handmaids. I forget. It's in the other room. You'll just have to take my word for it. I finished that. The 3-part series of what it was. But I did finish that. I finished that last night. It was very good. I did like the way it ended and wrapped up all 3 books into one little synopsis. It did work out really well. But this is the next book I'm going to read, called The Perfect Couple. I thought I like this author, Hildebrand. I thought that I saw this on Netflix, but I think that was The Perfect with Liam Shriver and Nicole Kidman, who I don't like. I don't like Nicole Kidman, but I watched the series on Netflix, which I did like. But Christy said that this is not the series that was on Netflix, so I don't know. I'm going to read the book just to see. But the title kind of reminds me. I thought the title in the book was The Perfect Couple on Netflix. Which I did, like I said, I did like, although I don't like Nicole Kidman, but I do like Liam Shriver. And a lot of people don't like him, but they like Nicole Kidman. So it's just a matter of, it had a good storyline, which I did like. So other than that, I have no plans for the weekend. My Lions have this weekend off. Which I find ironic. There's a lot of things online about the game has been moved from Los Angeles because of all the fires. But I guess State Farm has denied a lot of the fire claims. And so they've moved it to Arizona and they're playing in the State Farm Coliseum. A little bit of irony there, I'm thinking. It's just devastating. I watched on CNN, James Woods was talking about the fire, how his house completely burnt down, and how he was instrumental in saving one of his neighbors. That when the fire department went in, they didn't see him because I guess he's got like this secret room or something in his house, and they didn't know to look there. And so James had called one of the James, like I know him personally, but he had called one of the neighbors that hadn't evacuated yet. And they went and they found this 94-year-old man, and they were able to get him out and get him to safety. His kids live in Massachusetts, and so I always think, isn't that kind of odd that you have a 94-year-old father on the West Coast and you live on the East Coast? Wouldn't you? I don't know, whatever. And then Billy Crystal lost everything in his house. It was built in 1970. He lived there since 1979. Anybody that's lived in any house for a long period of time knows how much stuff you accumulate. And he lost everything. I mean, not his life, obviously, which is more valuable than any, personal objects. But it's still got to be devastating to lose everything like that. And then they didn't say whether or not he lost anything, but Harrison Ford was there looking at the fire damage too. But when they show it's just like, where are all these people going to go? I mean, when they showed an overview, because they had a helicopter fly over it, it did look like a war zone. It was awful to think that all them families, where are they putting them all? Where are they going to live? Where are they going to go? It's just, and they lost everything. I mean, they couldn't save anything. It's just so sad. It's just so sad. But I don't know. So I've been praying for the victims over there because they have to start their life all over again. It's just devastating. Okay, I know. You're so perky today to give me such good news today, Sandy. But anyway, that's going to do it. So like, comment, subscribe, and share. And let's talk again tomorrow. How's that sound? See you then.